Hi there. Welcome to Yoga Fury's online platform, and today we're going to be doing a Power Vinyasa, working into the core and eventually working up to side crow and arm balance. Okay, so we've not got long, let's get started. Come down to lying on your back. Let's make a few wiggles, get yourself comfortable. Give your knees a squeeze into your chest, give them a hug. Maybe rock the pelvis from side to side. Maybe give the knees a couple of circles, just loosen off into the lower back. Bring yourself into this moment on the mat. Okay. Right, so squeeze your knees in. Bring your arms up overhead. Inhale here. As you breathe out, squeeze everything in, lift your chest up, squeeze your forehead in towards your knees, reach your hands forwards past your feet. Now really compress everything, squeeze it in, reach your hands forwards, squeeze yourself into as small a ball as you can possibly get. And then as we breathe out next, we're going to flop back to the floor with your arms overhead. Fun, right? We'll do that a couple more times. Squeeze everything in, reach your fingertips past your feet, forehead to your knees, take a breath, release it all down, arms overhead, let your feet flat. One more time, squeeze it all in, forehead to knees, squeeze, lift your chest forward, squeeze, and release. Just pause here for a second, feeling all the little tingly sensations that happen when we make a sort of movement like that. And then bring your arms down by your hips, palms down onto the floor. Bend your knees, bring them into your chest initially, and then extend your heels up towards the ceiling so your legs are stacked up over your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, extend your right heel away, draw it down towards the mat, leg up. Inhale it back up. Exhale, left leg down, heel reaches away. Inhale back up. Exhale, right leg. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left leg. Inhale, lift. Keep that going at your own breath pace. Really extend both heels away from each other so you feel like you could create a right angle with your legs when they're at their full extension. And you can keep doing this. Or if you want a little bit more, if you've got back issues, maybe keep doing this. If you want a little bit more, bring both legs together. Draw your lower belly in around your lower back towards the mat. Keep it there as you lower both heels now down towards the floor until that point just before you feel your lower back's lifting regardless. And then bring your legs back up. So for some people that's going to happen quite early on. That's fine. Only go as far as your lower back can stay in contact with the floor. One more time, extend your heels away, lift them back up to the ceiling, and give your knees a squeeze in towards your chest. Take a breath, maybe some circles with the knees, maybe side to side. We've got one more. Bring your knees above your hips, knees bent this time, feet flexed. Try to stack your knees over your hips. Bring your fingertips to the space behind your ears, or maybe the back of your head. Squeeze your elbows in, up towards the ceiling. Inhale here. Exhale, sit your chest up. Squeeze your elbows towards your knees. As you exhale, twist your body to the right, as if your elbow could touch your left knee. Extend your right leg away. Bring it back in, your body back to the center. Take the other side as you breathe out next. Right elbow, left knee, into the center. Exhale, left elbow, right knee, into the center. Take a couple more at your own breath pace. Squeezing your belly into the twist, lift your chest as much as you can, as close as you can get to your knee without drawing your knee in to meet it too. One more time on each side. And release it down, give your knees a squeeze. Hold back to your thighs, rock and roll your way up and down your spine. And when you feel like you could sit up, then do that. Keep your feet lifted up off the floor. We'll go for a boat pose. Lift your chest, draw your shoulder blades down your back. Now, if balance isn't really your friend and this is quite a difficult one for you, keep your toes on the floor. Otherwise, bring your shins up parallel with the floor, flex your feet. Keep your chest lifted. If keeping hold of the backs of your thighs is the best way to keep a nice straight spine here, then do that. As you let go with your hands and reach your hands towards your toes, notice if your back starts to round, and perhaps if it does, go back to holding your legs. Otherwise, lift your chest, reach your hands forwards. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Take your left hand over your right knee, reach your right arm up and overhead. Behind you, draw your belly in and twist your body open to the right. Back to the centre, take the other side. Right forearm, left knee, left arm up overhead and behind, belly in, twist. Back to the centre, squeeze it on in, lift your chest. And release it down. We'll take another version of that. Hold onto your big toes. Rock yourself back until you can balance, lift your feet up. Chest up, shoulders down your back. Keeping hold of your toes now. Bring your shins parallel with the floor. This isn't working for you, go back to one that we did previously. And then extend your legs away, finding the balance here. Lift your chest, extend your heels towards the ceiling. Compensating as you need to keep your balance. And then release. Bring the soles of your feet together just for a moment. Let your knees fall out to the sides. Elbows inside your knees, draw your chest forwards. Okay. Use your hands to support your knees to come in. And then come into all fours. Wrists underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes behind you, lift your hips up and back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees, charge your hips up and back behind you. And now, inhale, ripple your body forward so your shoulders come over your wrists into high plank. Push the floor away with your hands. Draw your heels back. Draw your chest forwards. Now take your right knee, curl it in up towards your chest without moving anything else. Hold it here. Take your right knee to your right elbow. Lower your knee down to your wrist, lift it back up again, back to the centre. Other side, take it to your left elbow. Lower it down towards your wrist, curl it back up to the centre, back to the centre, step it back into high plank. Bend your knees deeply, charge your hips up and back into down dog with your knees really bent. And then jump or step your feet towards your hands at the front of the mat. Lift your chest, fold forwards. So if your hands are struggling to meet the floor, then have them on your shins instead. We're looking for a straight back, more importantly than getting the floor. Lift your hips, roll your weight forwards, sink your heels, relax your neck. Now bend your knees really deeply, bring your arms up with your ears, lift your chest, chair pose, keep your hips low. Sink your hips down, lift your chest, shoulders back. Now take your right leg, step back long with your left leg, step back long behind you with your left leg. Lift your chest into a high lunge here. We're going to work between stepping forwards and back from here. So as we step forwards, take your left leg forwards, take hold of your hands and place your fingers behind your back, lift your chest, extend your left leg in front of you, flex your foot, lift your chest, extend your heel away. Okay, so now you've got where we're going. Step back, high lunge, arms up, chest up. Step forward, interlace your fingers, extend your heel. Exhale to step back, inhale, high lunge. Exhale, step forwards, inhale to your balance. Last time, high lunge. Exhale, step forwards, inhale, lift your chest, extend your foot away. Now sweep your left foot through behind you, release your hands. Bring your arms up overhead into warrior three. Left leg back behind you, flex your foot. We're just here for a minute. Or a moment, it's not a minute either. So bring your left hand to your right shin. Sweep your right arm up, open towards the right hand side. And then squeeze your belly in and twist. Step your back foot back down. High lunge. But with our twist, keep your body facing the right hand side, both arms out to the side, maybe gaze down the right hand. As you breathe in, arms up overhead, face forwards. Exhale, hands down either side of your front foot. Step back, high plank. Chest forwards, heels back. Exhale, knees down, elbows with ribs, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift your chest forwards and up. Push your feet into the floor. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, bring your knees forwards. All fours, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Okay, we've got that on the other side. So inhale, ripple your body forwards. This time, left knee into your chest. So we're in our high plank with the knee forwards. Take your knee over to your left elbow, roll it down to your left wrist, roll it back up again. Back to the center, other side, right elbow, down to the right wrist, lift it back up, back to the center, with control, step back, high plank. Bend your knees, hips back behind you. Step or jump your feet to your hands. Forward fold, lift your chest. Hands to shins, and then fold forwards. Bending your knees if you need to keep your back straight. Okay, this time it's right leg. Oh no, we're into our chair pose. Forgot about that one. Sit your hips down, knees forwards over toes. Lift only your chest and your arms. Chest up, sit down. Squeeze your shoulder blades down your back. Draw your arms back with your ears. Lift your chest, sit down some more. Now take your left leg. Step it back behind you into our high lunge. Left knee bent. Right heel draws back. Lift your chest. We'll move between our standing balance here and our lunge. So you know where we're going. And step forwards. Right leg comes forwards. Interlace your fingers behind your back. Lift your chest. Draw your right foot away. Foot flexed. We move on the exhale. So we exhale, high lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale, move forwards. Inhale and balance. Lift your chest, feet on the foot away. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, high lunge. Exhale to balance. Inhale here. One more time. Exhale, high lunge. Inhale, high lunge, lift your chest. Exhale, place your fingers, foot forwards. Inhale, lift your chest, lift your foot. And now we take the right foot back into warrior three. Release your fingers, bring them up. Overhead, palms towards each other. Right leg back behind you. Drop your right hip to level off your pelvis. Chest forwards, foot back. And we'll take that balance again, that revolved. It's revolved half moon. Bring your right hand to your left shin. Left arm up overhead. Draw your belly in, twist to the left. Keep the top of the body in this sort of position as you slowly lower your right knee back, your right foot back into a high lunge. Lift your body up. You're facing the left-hand side, arms spread wide. Spread your arms apart. Perhaps gaze down your left arm. Sink your hips down. And then as you next inhale, sweep your arms up overhead. Exhale. Hands come down to the mat. Step back, high plank. Chest forwards, heels back. Knees down as you breathe out. Elbows with ribs, lower down. Inhale, chest forwards and up. Exhale down. Elbows in with ribs. Bring your knees forwards. All fours. One last downward facing dog. So allow the backs of your legs to stretch on. By dropping your hips and lifting your heels, roll your inner elbows forwards to the front of the room. As if your armpits could be drawing in towards your face. Bracing through your left hand, take your right hand, take hold of your left shin, twist your body underneath your left arm. Release that back to the center, we'll take the other side. So bring your left hand across under your body, take hold of your right shin. Maybe looking up under your right arm. And releasing that back down. Let your knees come down to the mat and come to seated. Okay, we're going to work with side crow now. There's ways into this, so if you're not quite into side crow yet, work with the options that can get you as far as you can get, and that's fine, work with where you're at. There's plenty of options along the way where you can play with your balance and stop and start. Okay, so come up onto your toes with your knees together. Step your knees to the side so that your hands can now come to the right-hand side of your legs. Spread your fingers wide on the mat. Sorry, I've directed that wrong already. You're turning your fingers towards the back of the mat now. So spreading your fingers wide on the mat. Draw your chest forwards. You want your wrists about shoulder width apart. Have your upper arm, your upper left arm in contact with your right thigh, your right knee. Squeeze your right elbow in towards your waist. Push into your toes, lift your hips just a little bit, and then lean forward so you can bend your elbows simultaneously and plonk your right hip on the top of your left arm. So you want your arms to be about at a 90-degree angle. And then as you shift your body weight forwards, it should be that your feet can naturally lift off the floor. It may be that you are working here, just trying to get into a deep twist. So you could stay here and work with this. You could have your hands on the mat, shift forwards, and work with your body becoming familiar with this sort of feeling of balancing into your arms. It could be that you squeeze your knees together, lift your hips, bend your elbows back towards you so you create a tabletop with your arms, and then shift forwards until your feet start to lift off the floor. Draw your chest forwards. And if you want a little more, you can extend your legs away. Top leg goes behind you, bottom leg goes out in front of you. Okay, let's have a go at the other side. So, your knees are going to the right hand side this time. Your hands are going to the left. Turn your hands to face the front of your mat, or the left-hand side. Have your wrists about shoulder width apart. Spread your fingers nice and wide. Roll your elbows in, so that when you bend them, they're coming back towards you. Okay, so we're set up. Lift your hips. Bend your elbows back towards you. You might be staying here. You might be bending your elbows some more, planting your left hip on your right arm, your left hip on your left arm, upper arm, and your left knee on your right upper arm. Shift your chest forwards until that point that your feet start to lift. And if you're not there, just play with that movement, shifting forwards and back. Squeeze your knees in, draw your chest forwards. And if you've got this and you want some more, send your right leg long back behind you, your left leg forwards. And when you've had enough of playing with that, you can always pause the film and carry on having a go. When you've finished, come back to sitting on your mat. With your legs extended, bring your fingertips in, facing forwards, wrists underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift our hips. If you already know that's not going to feel good for you, or you've got lower back stuff going on, bring your feet in, plant your feet on the floor, and lift your hips up into a reverse tabletop. Otherwise, have your legs extended away. Point your toes, push into your hands, lift your hips. Push into your hands some more to open the front of your chest. Extend your neck long. Draw your head back behind you. Lift your hips. Breathe into the top of your chest. Find a stretch in your upper arms, maybe across the front of your chest. Push into your hands, lift some more. Slowly lower your hips back down. Come down to lying on your back. So extend your right leg. Bend your left. Bring your knee into your chest. Extend your right heel away. Squeeze your left knee in. So this isn't just about squeezing the left hip knee or compressing the left hip. It's also about extending the right foot and stretching, opening the front of the right hip. And if that feels really tight, it might mean that your knee's lifting up off the floor. Just keep driving your heel away. It doesn't matter. Work with where you're at. So take your right hand onto your left knee. Bring your left arm out to the side. Twist your leg across your body over to the right. Keep your left shoulder on the floor. And perhaps turning your gaze down your left arm. Breathe deeply into your waist, your ribs, your hip, wherever feels best for you here. Back to the center. We'll take the opposite side, hold onto your right knee, extend your left. So simultaneously extending your left heel away, really flex your foot and drawing your right knee in towards your chest. Notice what's happening for you in your hips. Where does it feel like the tightness is? Perhaps it's on your right hip where it's being compressed, or perhaps it's where we're stretching the left. Drive your left heel away to draw the back of your leg down towards the floor. It may not make it. It's okay. And not forgetting that you're breathing. And with each breath, perhaps you can find a bit more softness where there has been the opposite. Take your hold of your knee with your left hand, bring your right arm out to the side. Twist your knee over to the left. Keep your right shoulder on the floor, perhaps gazing down your right arm. Again, return to your breath. Nice, slow, deep breaths in and out. To whichever part of this twist feels like it needs it today. Unravel. Back to the center. Extending both legs away. Come into your Shavasana. Whatever's comfortable for you is a place to stay for the next few moments. Sitting with your breath. Notice where it's going after a short period of exertion. Is it starting to slow down? Is it starting to deepen? Notice that wave of air that comes into your body through the nose, all the way down through your throat, into your chest and your belly, and then washes its way back out again, without any real effort. And if you've got the time today, stay here a bit longer. Enjoy the stillness. Thanks so much for joining me for your practice. Namaste.